Mm-mm-mm. Boom. Bill, number one in. I like it. Overachiever. Silver Fox was shaking. Sherry D. All right. Let's see. Not much going on today. Anyone else getting bored with this whole sector? There's just like it's like nothing. It's like it's totally stagnated. Nothing happening. I mean, in the last 32 seconds. Holy crap! What a day! Dag, dag. That was a day. That was a day. I also had a lot of stuff at work, so I didn't get to play. So what happened was OpenAI had their first ever developers conference, which is surprising because they've been around for a while, and they've primarily been targeting developers until this past year. And they made some major announcements, which I will go over. And Ted made us this Time Magazine cover. That Time Magazine is covering the AI Learning Lab, and they put out a new issue today, advertising that we're going to be talking about all the new Chat GPT issues. They talked about this.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
No, seriously, now you're going to be able to make money with ChatGPT. It's just that easy. It's actually pretty easy. I don't know what details look like. Clint Copperhead calling everyone to order the irregulars and the mods and things like that. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're an irregular, you weirdo. The irregulars here, they claim not to be weird. They're just irregular. Have you met them? So, the irregulars, thank you, Be Not Afraid. The irregulars are people like, they reintroduced Browse with Bing. And then today, changed the game. Like, this is a direct assault on Claude, the Claude model. It's cuckoo. It's just cuckoo. Cortana started talking to me on my phone. It updated. It was a bit surprising. What's Cortana? Dolly, wish it was more like Midjourney. What? That you have to do it in Discord? Do you mean you wish the quality was a bit more like Midjourney? Because Midjourney can't do text and Midjourney can't do generation. Claude doesn't sound as robotic as GPT-4. It's going to be interesting to see GPT-4 Turbo that they announced today they confirmed is GPT 4.5. So this is a next step up. He's claiming that it's better, faster, and 2.75 times cheaper. Wait, I just joined. Lol, what happened today? Say what? That's an appropriate name. Hey, say what? What was that?
Sorry, there's nothing to repeat.
Siri. Missed the news about the GPTs today. Okay. Missed all the news about the GPTs today. Okay. This is the real deal. Wait, there's no reason to subscribe to anything else. This is the real deal. I agree with that. I came for the therapy tonight. I spent half the day just stunned. Need community. So Lab 5 Futures, who's in here, that's Cindy Kuhn is going to be speaking at the AI Salon tomorrow night about the future. and she had prepared something. She had prepared something when on like Sunday, right? She prepared something on Sunday, and then all this shit dropped today, and it just, holy crap! The future's coming too fast. Should I not tell you I made my first GPT? Oh, JRC, you should tell me that, but I'm so jealous. You got a GPT? I didn't get access yet. Ah! Although I made an assistant in the playground, and he's a 1970s muscle car geek. So no matter what you ask him, he turns the conversation into a conversation about a specific 70s muscle car. So I'll show you how to make that. Spill the tea. All right, I'll do it. Okay, where do we begin? If you're brand new here, we're gonna go geeking out a little bit, and I'm just gonna talk mostly because I can't show a whole ton. But let's flip over and start show and telling some stuff. So I'll get back to that. Well, actually, hey, let me just zoom in and get all that shit down there. Okay, if you're brand new to AI, just go there. Just go there right now. Chat.openai.com. Nothing else really even matters right now. You likely won't experience the brand new stuff they announced today because I don't have it. A lot of people don't have it yet. It's going to be rolling out probably over this week. Today's Monday. But just go there and start playing. Now, if you've been here, so a couple of things happened today. OpenAI had their first ever developer conference, and they had a big keynote presentation that talked about all the stuff that they were releasing, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Someone prior to this over in the Discord, the Salon Discord, asked about could I do a a vocabulary primer to get started for people that aren't geeks. So I thought I would actually split up what happened today into two columns. ChatGPT. So this is one of the most confusing things about this whole world right now. There's a thing called GPT Playground or OpenAI Playground. That's where developers go to make applications like ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an application built on top of the developer playground, built on top of the APIs. It just happens to be made by OpenAI, okay? So they made major announcements in both arenas, okay? They made major announcements in ChatGPT, and they made major announcements in the developer side. So I'll go over them both, because anything that was announced in the developer side, because they made it so easy and there's so much there, we're going to start very, very quickly seeing applications that start delivering a lot of the stuff on the developer side. And all of that stuff is also going to likely end up in the ChatGPT side, the consumer side. So just think of it as ChatGPT's for the rest of us. The developer stuff's for developers, all right? The developer stuff's been there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. It's been there for a while. But they just made the APIs really slick, really, really slick. All right. Are you sure you don't have it, Kyle? It's in the upper left in the 4 dots. In what? In the app? In the iOS app? Or in or in the web app? Let me go to the web app. I just looked at it right before I came on here. Reload. There's no dots in the upper left. I don't know what you're talking about. Chat GPT. See, how I've still got 5 modes? That means I do not have. So when you have the single mode stuff, that icon turns from a little picture to like this little OpenAI paperclip upload looking thing. So I ain't got it, man. Listen.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
Okay. All right. Let's go through this crap. I mean, this fantastic news. Okay, so if you want to watch the video, it's go to OpenAI. Just search for OpenAI on YouTube. You gotta actually finish typing it. And it should be the first thing. OpenAI keynote. Here we go. So yeah, just go to YouTube, and it's called OpenAI Dev Day Opening Keynote. All right, so you can and should go watch it. I'll play some pieces of it, but it's so here's the deal. It was so I live streamed it today. I did one of these tiki talkies, and we watched Sam do his thing, and it was just like one thing after another where everyone on the chat was like, oh my God, oh my God. People were crying. Sherry D was like, why am I crying? Why am I crying? It was oddly emotional. There was something really amazing about watching that live stream with a group who's been talking about this stuff for so long. So a lot of the people that come here night after night, they've been figuring this shit out, and they've been figuring out where the boundaries of ChatGPT is. And we all kind of know like what we would like it to do. And a lot of what was announced today just like knocked down barriers, knocked down barriers. And it's just the amount of power that's being put in our hands. In fact, I think one of the things Altman says at the beginning here, let me see if he says it really soon.
Thank you for joining us today. Please, welcome to the stage, Sam Altman.
Good morning. Welcome to our first ever OpenAI Dev Day. We're thrilled that you're here, and this energy is awesome. And welcome to San Francisco. San Francisco has been our home since day one. The city is important to us and to the tech industry in general. We're looking forward to continuing to grow here. So we've got some great stuff to announce today. But first, I'd like to take a minute to talk about some of the stuff that we've done over the past year. About a year.
I don't know when he says it, but he says this thing about like he wants to put like magic in people's hands. He wants to give them power. I went to see what a 300-page prompt looks like. I want to see. Well, so Brother 52, here's what a 300-page prompt looks like. You take a novel that you wrote and you want to have it edited, or you want to write an epilogue for it or a prologue for it. You paste in your 300-page novel, and then you start interacting with it. There's so many things. I was trying to get DALL-E 3 to set a Thanksgiving table for 12. It kept miscounting. Oh, Becky, yeah, asking these things to do any counting is a disaster right now. That'll get better, but it ain't right now. It ain't. All right. All right, people. What do we got here? I mean, on the live, actually. Here's on the live. On TikTok anyway. Okay. All right. All right, let's get going. Okay. So they split these up a little bit today. What I tried to do was I tried to put stuff that's definitely going to be in ChatGPT. So this column is the stuff you pay $20 a month for. This column is if you're paying for API access, basically, which you can set your own limit for that. I set my limit, and it's a different bucket of money, basically. But they only charge you for the tokens you use. So I don't think I've had a bill on this side more than $9, and that was when I was pretty busy. And they just made things cheaper. So that's kind of how I split things up here. Okay, so for ChatGPT, he confirmed today it's gonna go true multimodal, meaning you're not gonna have what I have right now, which are these 5 modes where you can upload images here. This is connected to the internet here. This does advanced data analysis here. I think plugins, they didn't mention plugins today. Plugins have essentially been replaced with GPTs, which is a brilliant fucking name. I'll talk about that. And then DALL-E 3. All of these are going to get rolled into the single line. So you'll just ask it to do shit, and it's going to do shit. They confirmed that there's an updated April 2023 cutoffs, and Altman said he was embarrassed that the most recent data in GPT-4 was September 2021, and he said it's now April 2023, and they're going to try to improve that constantly. it's a pretty big deal to update those models. So there's that. I am not clear. It might have been clear, but I missed it or forgot it. GPT-4 Turbo has a 128,000 token context window, which is bigger than Claude's. What was not clear to me is if that's coming to ChatGPT right away or not. So that I missed. I don't know. I think it is. I think it has, but I'm not sure. The big announcement on the consumer side, on the ChatGPT side, are these things called custom GPTs or just GPTs. So GPTs are just like Pobots. We've talked about Po.com here before, and a bunch of people, a bunch of the irregulars have been off building Pobots. Turns out that was a really good use of their time, because they're not calling them bots, they're calling them GPTs. I think that is like a stroke of genius from a branding standpoint. Here's why. Chatbots, the tech industry has been talking about chatbots for 15 or 20 years. They have just sucked for 15 or 20 years. So if you call it a bot, it's immediately in a category of tech that everyone already hates. Plus, Hollywood's told us that the robots are going to kill us. So if they called it bots, that people's natural fear is, going to bias them toward hating these things. By calling them GPTs, they are instantly defining ChatGPT, GPTs, as a verb. Let me GPT that. Let me Google that. Make me a Xerox. Pass me a Kleenex. Right? All these brand names that became verbs in popular vernacular, that's what they're going to do. That's what GPT is going to be. It's going to be instant. Because there's going to be thousands of these things. They made these so easy to make. So what I can show you is, I might even be able to have someone, I don't know if anyone's set up to show. Can you talk through the process of how you do the API, what you use? Versal? Wait, I can't see what that says. Oh, Versal. When I'm doing the API stuff, I've just been using Zapier. I'm not doing coding. My engineers are accessing some of the API stuff, but I'll show you where it is. We'll go over there. We'll go over there and play. So when you go to Po, let me go to Po here for a second. Po.com. Log in. I want to log in. It's going to be so good. So in Po, you can create a bot, okay? So GPTs are essentially that. And when you get in here, you have to name it, so that's the same. And then you pick a model. And I don't think there'll be a lot of models at GPT. I think it'll just be GPT-4 Turbo. Oh, I just saw breaking news. WeWork valued at 47 billion files for bankruptcy. There's no big surprise. Okay, then you type in a prompt, and then you type in greeting messages and things like that. And that's pretty much it. So, but you really have to write your own prompt. The GPT maker at ChatGPT does it for you. So in fact, we can go watch. I can go find that part of the video. That's tokens. Wait, where? I haven't quite memorized where all this shit happens. Oh, I think it's at the beginning. Here, this is where he says what he wants to do for people.
Okay, so we have shared a lot of great updates for developers already, and we got a lot more to come. But even though this is a developer conference, we can't resist making some improvements to ChatGPT.
Yay.
So a small one, ChatGPT now uses GPT-4 Turbo with all the latest improvements, including the latest knowledge cutoff, which will continue to update. That's all live today. It can now browse the web when it needs to, write and run code, analyze data, take and generate images, and much more And we heard your feedback, that model picker, extremely annoying. That is gone starting today.
Yay.
You will not have to click around the drop-down menu. All of this will just work together. ChatGPT, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so that was that. So now he goes and he demos. Okay, so here he is talking about the future of agents.
It's really important to move carefully towards this future of agents. It's going to require a lot of technical work and a lot of thoughtful consideration by society. So today, we're taking our first small step that moves us towards this future. We're thrilled to introduce GPTs. GPTs are tailored versions of ChatGPT for a specific purpose. You can build a GPT, a customized version of ChatGPT for almost anything, with instructions, expanded knowledge, and actions.
Okay, with instructions, expanded knowledge, and actions. Expanded knowledge and actions. Expanded knowledge and actions. Those are, he sort of says them in passing. They're a huge fucking deal. They're a huge deal. So right now with a POBot, you basically just have your prompt and whatever you put in your prompt. But you'll see what you can do with these GPTs is you can use code interpreter. You can do a thing called retrieval, which is retrieval augmented generation, where you can upload documents to this GPT. So let's say you've got a particular kind of sales consulting that you do. You can take your documents from your sales consulting business and build that into the bot. And so not only will it do its normal ChatGPT kind of, consulting stuff, it'll pull from your documents, pull relevant data from your documents. And then taking actions, you can actually connect this to other things in the world.
And then you can publish it for others to use.
And then you can publish it for others to use. Now, Poe does that right now. But you're going to now be able to go from ChatGPT to making a custom ChatGPT to publishing that. So think about that for publishing that inside your business. Think about publishing that for your friends and family. You make the family reunion bot, and anyone in your family can go use that and get all the information about the family reunion. Or you could publish a bot to start to monetize it.
You can make money with ChatGPT!
It's coming.
And because they combine instructions, expanded knowledge, and actions, they can be more helpful to you. They can work better in many contexts, and they can give you better control. They'll make it easier for you to accomplish all sorts of tasks or just have more fun, and you'll be able to use them right within.
Madcap, does that mean buy Zapier? No. In fact, one of the things that he shows here is a Zapier bot that can now take actions over to Zapier. I think this amplifies Zapier in a pretty big way because of all the stuff they just announced on the API side of this. The Zapier calls are going to get much fancier. You're going to be able to build some really sophisticated apps either through Zapier, but a lot of the apps that I would have built in Zapier, I'll now just be able to do directly in. We will all be able to do just directly in ChatGPT.
In ChatGPT. You can, in effect, program a GPT with language just by talking to it. It's easy to customize the behavior so that it fits what you want. This makes building them very accessible, and it gives agency to everyone. So,
it gives agency to everyone. This is a thing Altman's really about, is he wants to democratize specialized knowledge. This gives agency to everyone. What's that mean? It means non-developers are going to be able to make incredibly sophisticated applications without having to know any programming.
We're going to show you what GPTs are, how to use them, how to build them, and then we're going to talk about how they'll be distributed and discovered. And then after that, for developers, we're going to show you how to build these agent-like experiences into your own apps. So first, let's look at a few examples. Our partners at code.org are working hard to expand computer science in schools. They've got a curriculum that is used by tens of millions of students worldwide. Code.org crafted Lesson Planner GPT to help teachers provide a more engaging experience for middle schoolers. If a teacher asks it to explain for loops in a creative way, it does just that. In this case, it'll do it in terms of a video game character, repeatedly picking up coins. Super easy to understand for an 8th grader. As you can see, this GPT brings together Code.org's extensive curriculum and expertise and lets teachers adapt it to their needs quickly and easily. Next.
Wait, who just said that? Who just said that? Vic Van Blon. So terrorists can also use it? Well, sure. I mean, this is one of the reasons that people are wondering about, safety guardrails and things like that. Yes, they can. Although terrorists won't be able to publish their naughty GPTs in the GPT store that he's about to announce. Check this one out.
Canva has built a GPT
Canva.
that lets you start designing by describing what you want in natural language. If you say, make a poster for a dev day reception this evening, and you give it some details, it'll generate a few options to start with by hitting Canva's APIs. Now, this concept may be familiar to some of you. We've evolved our plugins to be custom actions for GPTs.
Wait. We've evolved our plugins to be custom actions for GPTs. So you're now going to be able to create a bot. Be not afraid. Create a GPT. Oh, coming soon. Oh, I thought you had access to it. Dang it. We've evolved our plugins to become actions within GPTs. So you're going to be able to make these bots that call plugins, right? That call actions. So an action is basically calling through your bot to some other service, right? So out to Zapier, out to Canva, out to other things, out to your company's data set.
You can keep chatting with this to see different iterations. And when you see one you like, you can click through to Canva for the full design experience. So now, we'd like to show you a GPT live. Zapier has built a GPT that lets you perform actions across 6,000 applications to unlock all kinds of integration possibilities. I'd like to introduce Jessica, one of our solutions architects.
Kyle, didn't he say he was adding security? Who, Sam? Today? He may have. I don't remember what he said about it.
Who is going to drive this demo. Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you, Sam.
It's a cool demo.
Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. My name is Jessica Shea. I work with partners and customers to bring their product to life.
Hey, I know this is going to be annoying, but since we have a bunch of people in there, hey everyone, if you're new here, my name is Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. We are on a deep dive about OpenAI's Dev Day announcement today, their keynote announcement today. So I'm going to just keep digging through what they talked about and explaining what I think are the important things and answering any questions. Do me a favor. If you would, share this live, since we're going through this, as many people can see this, I would appreciate that. So if you'd share the live, and then also, this is totally selfish and arbitrary. If you like what's going on here, follow the channel, follow the AI Learning Lab channel, because I'm like 350 people away from 30,000, and November 30th is the 1 year anniversary of ChatGPT. So the OCD in me just wants to do that. So somebody gave Deborah a TikTok hat. That was nice. Wait, was her name Deborah? No, it wasn't. Was it? What was her name?
Thank you all for being here. My name is
Jessica.
Shea.
Jessica.
I work with partners.
Oh,
and
thank you very
customers
much.
to
Be
bring
not
their product
afraid.
to
Thank you
life.
very much.
And
Appreciate
today,
the gifts.
I can't wait to show you how hard we've been working on this.
Hey, Joseph
So
Baker.
let's get
What's
started.
happening?
So to start, where your GPT will live is on this upper left corner. I'm going to start with clicking on the Zapier AI actions. And on the right-hand side,
So I guess these will be your OpenAI Dev Day. Oh yeah, that's a GPT. So I guess you'll have a specific sort of GPT bucket that's separate from your prompt history.
you can see that's my calendar for today. So it's quite a day. I've already used this before, so it's actually already connected to my calendar. To start, I can ask, what's on my schedule for today? We build GPTs with security in mind. So before it performs any action or share data, it will ask for your permission. So right here, I'm gonna say aloud.
So Drew Learning AI, can I summarize this? Yeah, so I'll let her play it, but basically she's got this Zapier chatbot, this GPT. It's connected to things like her calendar and to some other actions. So she can just in her bot go, what do I have going on today? And it will go look at her calendar. So that's the taking actions part. So because it's Zapier and Zapier has access to 6,000 different services, from Salesforce to Discord to Slack to Google Calendar, things like that, the Zapier GPT in particular is going to be really, really powerful because you can just ask it shit. And if you've got it connected to a bunch of their different services, you would be able to do something like if you had Zapier hooked up to RSS feeds of the latest news in AI, you could just say, in this bot, what's the latest news? And it would just go grab it, suck it in there, post it to your Slack channel, things like that. So she's just sort of demoing what a single GPT can be if it's connected to other services. And because Zapier can connect to 6,000, it's a good one to demo.
So GPT is designed to take in your instructions, make the decision on which capability to call to perform that action, and then execute that for you. So you can see right here, it's already connected to my calendar. It pulls into my information. And then I've also prompted it to identify conflicts on my calendar. So you can see right here, it actually was able to identify that. So it looks like I have something coming up. So what if I want to let Sam know that I have to leave early? So right here I say, let Sam know I gotta go, chasing GPUs. So with that, I'm gonna swap to my conversation with Sam. And then I'm gonna say, yes, please run that. Sam, did you get that?
I did.
Awesome. So this is only a glimpse of what is possible, and I cannot wait to see what you all will build. Thank you, and back to you, Sam.
Yep. So that's that. Now he's going to build one.
Thank you, Jessica. So those are 3 great examples. In addition to these, there are many more kinds of GPTs that people are creating, and many, many more that will be created soon. We know that many people who want to build a GPT don't know how to code. We've made it so that you can program a GPT just by having a conversation. We believe that natural language is going to be a big part of how people use computers in the future, and we think this is an interesting early example. So I'd like to show you how to build one.
Now this is very cool.
All right, so I want to create a GPT that helps give founders and developers advice when starting new projects. I'm going to go to create a GPT here, and this drops me into the GPT builder. I worked with founders for years at YC, and still, whenever I meet developers, the questions I get are always about how do I, think about a business idea? Can you give me some advice?
I'm going to let this run. I'll be right
I'm going to see
back.
if I can build a GPT to help with that. So to start, GPT Builder asks me what I want to make. And I'm going to say, I want to help startup founders think through their business ideas and get advice. After the founder has gotten some advice, grill them on why they are not growing faster. All right, so to start off, I just tell the GPT a little bit about what I want here. And it's going to go off and start thinking about that, and it's going to write some detailed instructions for the GPT. It's also going to, ask me about a name. How do I feel about Startup Mentor? That's fine. That's good. So if I didn't like the name, of course, I could call it something else, but it's going to try to have this conversation with me and start there. And you can see here on the right in the preview mode that it's already starting to fill out the GPT, where it says what it does. It has some ideas of additional questions that I could ask. And you know what, so it just generated a candidate. Of course I could regenerate that or change it, but I sort of like that. So I will say, that's great. And you see now that the GPT is being built out a little bit more as we go. Now, what I want this to do, how it can interact with users, I could talk about style here, but what I'm gonna say is I am going to upload transcripts of some lectures about startups I have given. Please give advice based off of those. All right, so now it's gonna go figure out how to do that, and I would like to show you the configure tab. So you can see some of the things that were built out here as we were going by the builder itself. And you can see that there's capabilities here that I can enable. I could add custom actions. These are all fine to leave. I'm gonna upload a file. So here is a lecture that I picked, that I gave with some startup advice. And I'm gonna add that here. In terms of these questions, this is a dumb one. The rest of those are reasonable and like very much things founders often ask. I'm gonna add one more thing to the instructions here, which is be concise and constructive with feedback. All right, so again, if we had more time, I'd show you a bunch of other things, but this is like a decent start. And now we can try it out over on this preview tab. So I will say, what's a common question? What are three things to look for when hiring employees at an early stage startup? Now it's gonna look at that document I uploaded. It'll also have, of course, all of the background knowledge of GPT-4. That's pretty good. Those are three things that I definitely have said many times. Now we could go on and it would start following the other instructions and grill me on why I'm not growing faster. But in the interest of time, I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna publish this only to me for now. I can work on it later. I can add more content. I can add a few actions that I think would be useful. And then I can share it publicly. So that's what it looks like to create a GPT. Thank you. By the way, I always wanted to do that after like all of the YC office hours. I always thought, man, someday I'll be able to make a bot that will do this and that'll be awesome. So with GPTs, we're letting people easily share and discover all the fun ways that they use ChatGPT with the world. You can make private GPTs like I just did. Or you can share your creations publicly with a link for anyone to use. Or if you're on ChatGPT Enterprise, you can make GPTs just for your company. And later this month, we're going to launch the GPT store. You can list a GPT. Thank you. I appreciate that. You can list a GPT there, and we'll be able to feature the best and the most popular GPTs. Of course, we'll make sure that GPTs in the store follow our policies before they're accessible. Revenue sharing is important to us. We're going to pay people who build the most useful and the most used GPTs a portion of our revenue. We're excited to foster a vibrant ecosystem with the GPT store. Just from what we've been building ourselves over the weekend, we're confident there's going to be a lot of great stuff. We're excited to share more information soon. So those are GPTs, and we can't wait to see what you'll build. But this is a developer conference, and the coolest thing about this is that we're bringing the same concept to the API. Many of you have already been building agent-like experiences on the API. For example, Shopify's Sidekick, which lets you take actions on the platform. Discord's Clyde lets Discord moderators create custom personalities for. And Snap's My AI, a customized chatbot that can be added to group chats and make recommendations. These experiences are great, but they have been hard to build, sometimes taking months, teams of dozens of engineers. There's a lot to handle to make this custom assistant experience. So today we're making that a lot easier with our new Assistants API. The Assistants API includes persistent threads, so they don't have to figure out how to deal with long conversation history, built-in retrieval, code interpreter, a working Python interpreter in a sandbox environment, and of course, the improved function calling that we talked about earlier. So we'd like to show you a demo of how this works, and here is Ramon, our head of developer experience. Welcome, Ramon.
Thank you, Sam. Good morning. Wow, it's fantastic to see you all here. It's been so inspiring to see so many of you infusing AI into your apps. Today, we're launching new modalities in the API, but we are also very excited to improve the developer experience for you all to build assistive agents. So let's dive right in. Imagine I'm building Wanderlust, a travel app for global explorers, and this is the landing page. I've actually used GPT-4 to come up with these destination ideas, and for those of you with a keen eye, these illustrations are generated programmatically using the new DALL-E 3 API available to all of you today. So it's pretty remarkable. But let's enhance this app by adding a very simple assistant to it. This is the screen. We're going to come back to it in a second. First, I'm going to switch over to the new Assistants playground. Creating an assistant is easy. You just give it a name, some initial instructions, a model. In this case, I'll pick GPT-4 Turbo. And here, I'll also go ahead and select some tools. I'll turn on Code Interpreter and Retrieval and save. And that's it. Our assistant is ready to go. Next, I can integrate with two new primitives of this Assistants API, threads and messages. Let's take a quick look at the code. The process here is very simple. For each new user, I will create a new thread. And as these users engage with their assistant, I will add their messages to these threads. Very simple. And then I can simply run the assistant at any time to stream the responses back to the app. So we can return to the app and try that in action. If I say, hey, let's go to Paris. All right, that's it. With just a few lines of code, users can now have a very specialized assistant right inside the app. And I'd like to highlight one of my favorite features here, function calling. If you have not used it yet, function calling is really powerful. And as Sam mentioned, we're taking it a step further today. It now guarantees the JSON output with no added latency, and you can invoke multiple functions at once for the first time. So here, if I carry on and say, hey, what are the top 10 things to do? I'm gonna have the assistant respond to that again. And here, what's interesting is that the assistant knows about functions, including those to annotate the map that you see on the right. And so now all of these pins are dropping in real time here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And that integration allows our natural language interface to interact fluidly with components and features of our app. And it truly showcases now the harmony you can build between AI and UI, where the assistant is actually taking action. But next, let's talk about retrieval. And retrieval is about giving our assistant more knowledge beyond these immediate user messages. In fact, I got inspired and I already booked my tickets to Paris. So I'm just gonna drag and drop here this PDF.
Okay, I'm back.
Uploading, I can just sneak peek.
Minor emergency with the doggy. Everything's good. I'm back. Okay. I'm unclear what happened. Okay. So, pop any questions you have down below. Let me go back to where I was. Let's see. The building the GPT thing was pretty amazing. All right. Am I the only one that's totally lost? Probably, because I let it sort of bleed into developer stuff. So let me go back. Let me go back and talk about the GPTs. All right. So this was him building the thing. Oh, you were flying to Paris. Okay. So the couple of things that I wanted to talk about here.
Grill them on why they are not growing faster. All right. So to start off, I just tell the GPT a little bit about what I want here.
Yeah.
And it's going to go off and start thinking about that, and it's going to write some detailed instructions for the GPT. It's also gonna, let's see.
All right, so the fact that you can basically just have ChatGPT build the bot is a big deal, right? Someone just posted what's Elon's bot supposed to do? What Elon's AI is going to do is the primary thing differentiator right now is it's going to be connected to Twitter. It's going to be connected to Twitter data. So wait, you said you paid $9, not $20. How? Okay, no, I paid. There's two different things. So on this chart, these are two different areas of OpenAI. ChatGPT is like the consumer front end. The developer playground, where you actually build applications, is a separate fee. That's the one I paid like no more than $9 on. So it's 20 here and between like 5 and 10 there. All right. Who will this help? Who will what help? The creating these bots. So basically anyone that wants to create a customized tool that they can share with other people, it's going to help. So maybe you're really good at gardening. Maybe you're really good at we've got Corey in here who's into pottery. She might be able to make a thing that will train people how to do their own pottery, right? And it might even be able to make images and see images and talk about pottery, things like that. Like literally anyone is going to be able to make an application that is connected to this really powerful large language model and is connected out to the rest of the world. All right. Let's see. Let's go back here. Were you underwhelmed by this dev keynote? No, I was not underwhelmed by it. I was completely overwhelmed by it because there's so much to unpack. So let me go back. So sorry about the delay. Let me just go back and reset a little bit. So there's two main things that Sam talked about in the keynote today. One was the developer stuff. This is a developer conference, so most of what he talked about lives over in this developer playground. Most of what we talk about on this channel is not that. Now, we are going to talk a little bit about that because it's the only thing I have access to, so we can go play with some stuff over here. But he did also talk about stuff over here in GPT. So the custom GPTs, that was the thing that he was just showing you how to build. So you're going to be able to make these things and publish them as your own. So you'll be able to make your own version of ChatGPT that's specialized on something that you're interested in or that you think other people are going to be interested in. You're going to be able to do advanced data analysis within it. So if you've got, let's say you've got sales data for your company and you want to do a GPT for people to ask for reports for, sales, historical sales data and run analysis on it. You could create a bot that does that. And then retrieval is you can upload your own data and you can either do data analysis on it or you can retrieve it. So if you have a list of phone numbers for all the different offices, that could be up there and you could say, hey, what's the phone number for the Madrid office? And it'll just pull that in, right? Because it can retrieve your data. And then they're going to have this GPT store. And within the GPT store, if your bot is popular and gets used a lot, they're going to do rev sharing for that bot. So this is the
You can make money with ChatGPT.
let's see. For grins and giggles, can we ask GPT to decipher the YouTube video and explain real world use cases? We can, although it's probably too long for we may have to go to Claude, ironically enough. Let's see if they've got the transcript up yet. Yeah, they do. No results found. Oh, so they're not showing the transcript. Oh, that was evil of them. Maybe it's just not ready yet. Okay, let's see. So I can't, I don't have the transcript to this right now, so I can't do anything there. Just think, you can connect bots. The key is simplicity and reliability. Thank you so much, Nomad. All right. Fantastic. Harry D, what's happening? How are you? What is Whisper? So Whisper is OpenAI's transcription tool that you'll be able to take something like this and transcribe it. I use Whisper in my companies. I've got a video company called Storyvine, and we use Whisper's technology to transcribe videos. And they're coming out with Whisper version 3. Whisper version 2 was really good, so version 3 is probably going to be quite spectacular. Like, really amazing. I like, if you've been around software for a while, like, transcriptions have been laughably bad for decades, and just all of a sudden in the past 2 years they're good. Kyle, there's some text summaries floating around on Reddit, and I wonder if Perplexity could hit it. Possibly. Let's go see. Focus. Reddit. OpenAI Dev Day video transcript. No, couldn't find it. Oh well. All right, there's some. Okay, so let's go back to this thing. So that's all of that stuff. It going true multimodal, and they said that's supposed to happen today. It was supposed to happen today at 1. I assume this is just, it's going to take a while for them to roll it out. That's why we don't have it yet. April 2023 cutoff, and then this whole idea of custom GPTs. So these custom bots that anyone's going to be able to make their own. I mean, why I'm excited about these, they can take action, so you can connect them to other services. You'll be able to create GPTs for yourself personally, for your friends and your family, for your company, and then just generally publish them out to the world. So we're all going to be able to create these applications without having to know any programming. I feel like I need to converse with AI like I need to teach it, and I need to learn from it. So Joseph Baker, that's a really good point, that these things do need teaching. They've memorized a lot, but they don't know who you are and what you want. And what these GPTs will allow you to do is say, okay, I'm going to teach it how I like to write. Like, I was thinking, I've written 7 feature-length screenplays in my day. I was thinking I could create a bot where I upload my screenplays into it, and I create a bot that just writes screenplay dialogue like I write screenplay dialogue. Now, that's something I could share with the world, or that's something I could just use. So I could just pop into my little GPT there and say, hey, give me a little scene about this, that, or the other. Or let's do a little outline here, and now write me some dialogue. And it'll just take, training from my 7 screenplays and use that as part of its training data. So that's that. Okay, so now over here on the developer side, I'm going to go through this stuff quick because it's really geeky. There's not a lot of fun stuff to show here, but I am going to go show you some stuff in the playground. We're going to make an assistant, which is basically one of these GPTs. But here's a couple of things they talked about with GPT Turbo. So GPT-4 Turbo, 128,000 token context window. Claude.ai is 100,000 token context window. So it's about 3/4 of that amount of tokens is words on average. So whatever that would be, half of that would be 60. So probably 85 or 90,000 words, 300 pages basically. a 300-page book it can have in its memory. It's also got threading, which means it can remember stuff longer than its context. So basically, you know how if you've ever been using ChatGPT and it just kind of loses its mind, you start out working with it, you tell it some things, and it's going really good, and then all of a sudden it just seems like it forgot everything you talked about. It's literally because it just forgot everything you talk about. It's only got a 3,000 word window, and that's going up by a lot to like 75 to 90,000 words from 3,000. And then they're doing this thing where it's also going to create threads where it'll have memory of the conversation, where it can go back and augment its memory with that thread. It's the API calls are almost 3 times cheaper on average. They're 2.75 times cheaper on average than GPT-4. So it's a much more capable. It's GPT 4.5, 128,000 token context window, better, faster, and almost 3 times cheaper. So from a development standpoint, this is a big deal. They've also added true JSON as output, and then function calling. So function calling is like being able to call like the map. They were showing the map when I came back from dealing with the doggy. And JSON is basically, it can output things in structured data format that makes it really easy to use with other computer systems, basically. Higher rate limits just basically means it's 2 times higher rate limits. So you can do more for less money. You can do fine tuning. You can do this retrieval augmented generation, which is basically pulling documents. So a lot of this stuff is stuff that what's it called? Oh, I can't remember it. Well, it doesn't matter. Whisper v3 is the text transcription. And then the API will also have access to text-to-speech, GPT Vision, and DALL-E 3. So developers are going to be able to develop applications that can have vision, can talk, can listen, can generate images, can do all this stuff, can call actions. So all of the stuff that people have been talking about, autonomous agents, all the raw materials for being able to easily build autonomous agents is in our hands now, or is going to be in our hands in the next week or two. All right. Where do all the calculations occur? If you're talking about advanced data analysis, those calculations, when it's writing and executing its own Python code, it's doing that within a container within your chat session. But it is likely also sending calls to OpenAI. So some of the calculations are being done on OpenAI servers. Some of them are being done within the container. He did say something in the thing about for anything enterprise, they're not training any of their stuff, and they're not like he basically, one of the things he also said in the keynote was they're going to pay your legal bills if you get sued for any kind of copyright things or things like that, any sort of, security or copyright things. So, they're aware of those issues, and they're aware that big companies are not going to use them if they don't get that stuff dealt with. Okay, so let me go show you. So now I'm in the GPT playground, and it's changed a lot. So GPT playground used to sort of start you out in this mode called chat. And let me see, close that. You kind of have your system message here, where that's where you tell it how to act, and then you basically have your chat session here. And then over here you've got things like temperature and maximum length and all that. And there's now this GPT-4 1106 preview. So that's the GPT-4 Turbo preview, I think. So you can now start to play with that. So you could make your own kind of chat bot and prompt for that. But there's also this thing called assistants at the top, and that's basically these GPTs.
So I created one, and then there's on the left-hand side, there's a little menu here called Assistants. And I've made one of them, 70s muscle car expert. So I just have in a very short little prompt. But if I go to the playground, the prompt is, you're an expert on 1970s muscle cars from America. No matter what anyone asks, find a way to turn it around to talk about a car it reminds you of, and create a list of trivia to catch their attention. Then start a dialogue about what their favorite cars of the era are. And we're going to use the GPT-4 Turbo. I can also add in functions. So if I know how to call APIs, I could, have this go out to, I don't know, one of the car auction sites and pull in car data for that particular car. I could use Code Interpreter to do math on, calculating the cost of buying a car. Retrieval, I could retrieve data. But now if I go in here and I say, what's the best climate to plant avocados? And so I'm going to say add and run. So I didn't ask it anything about cars. And it should. Here we go. So it says, avocados thrive in warm climates with mild winters, such as those found in Southern California or Florida. However, speaking of Florida, it reminds me of one of those 1970s muscle cars, the 70 Hemi Cuda. Its iconic performance and design could definitely heat up the conversation, just like a warm climate that avocados need to grow. And then it gives you a little trivia about the Hemi engine, the limited production, the Barracuda evolution, color for personality. And then it says, so now that we've dipped into some horsepower hype nostalgia. So we'll be able to now publish these. Like if you just wanted to put out a cool thing about, 70s muscle car trivia, you'll be able to just knock it out really, really quickly and put it out in the world. Do you work with LLMs for a living? No, I'm a founder and CEO of a company called Storyvine, which is an automated video storytelling platform. And we've incorporated a lot of AI into the platform, but it's an 11 and a half year old company. So most of what we do is not AI. But we've rolled it in, and the product roadmap has a lot of it in there. And I was an entrepreneur in the early days of the World Wide Web in the mid 90s. I started one of the first digital agencies. And so I've been through one of these cycles before. And so here we are again. And this generative AI stuff is like nothing I've ever seen. And so I've spent the last 2 years just being a madman, obsessed with it. And I started this channel a year ago, the first week of December. So I'm coming up on the 1 year anniversary of this channel, the 1 year anniversary of the AI Salon. In fact, let me talk to you about that's sweet, Sherry D. No, I've got one. I just need to use it. Let's see. Watch the whole OpenAI thing today. Still confused about chat versus API. Okay, I can talk to that. Do we know how much we can upload yet? We do not. We do not. It seems to be about what was that was something they said today. Oh, thank you very much. One of the things they said today is historically, if you upload a file that's larger than the context window, so ChatGPT had a context window of 4,000 or 8,000 tokens. 4 did. And so if you uploaded a document that was 15 times that size, you would have to do what's called chunking, where you would have to take that single file and break it into chunks and then send them all individually, basically embed them all individually and just get it into sort of ChatGPT kind of language. You had to do that manually. That's now all being handled automatically with this GPT-4 Turbo. So people are going to be able to upload. Oh, he said 128K. Well, 128K is the 128,000 tokens is the number of tokens. I don't know what the file size limit is. Is there a file size limit when you upload something? The 128,000 is the token limit. Maybe I can retrieve some of my money back from cryptocurrency. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I got some got flushed down the toilet there too. Luckily, not a lot. Oh man. All right. Let's see. This is a lot of this right now is really frustrating. I know because we can't actually go play with these tools. So maybe what we should just do is go play with ChatGPT as it currently exists. Because not for nothing, it's still pretty fucking remarkable, even in its old, ancient, 4-week-old features, like DALL-E 3 and GPT Vision. So maybe we'll do that. Hey Kyle, on Assistant, is it doing persistent data retrieval like persistent knowledge? I'm a few hours into this too, and I haven't really built anything on it yet. So, but what they said today is yes, is that it is going to have, because it's got retrieval, LangChain. LangChain is the thing I was thinking about before. So basically what they're creating is, even in the consumer bots, these GPT things, as well as the API for the developers, a lot of the tools that are in LangChain, they're now making available directly within the API. And you're going to be able to do all that stuff. Big warning though, if you play with this, make sure you have a spending cap on your settings. Yeah, for sure. Although it's GPT-4 is now 2.75 times cheaper than GPT-4. So, but it's still more expensive than GPT 3.5. The only time you're going to really, if you're just doing sort of low volume little chatbots and things like that, it's not going to cost you much. If you're starting to do big scale automations and things, automations from within Zapier or you're manually coding your own things, then yeah, you could run into some decent sized bills. I've never run into any, but I'm not sending lots and lots of things. It's cheaper now, but not cheap. It adds up fast. Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing is, if you start getting into the development side of this, understanding the costs, so using things like GPT 3.5 when you can. There's a token count tool that will tell you how big your file is. Oh, that's cool. That's nice. But it sounds like they're handling all of the chunking automatically now. That's what one of the developers said when Sam brought him out. All right. I never saw. Okay. Hey, Kyle. Kyle here. Hey, Kyle Boyer. Have you used ChatGPT for code refactors or fixes? Yeah, we have. We had in my company's app, we had a really obscure bug that was only happening on one device, and it was just crashing out that one device, and we could not crack it. And it was after like 3 weeks of trying to troubleshoot this. I just said, just grab the code where it's breaking and pop it into ChatGPT and see what it says. And he had two characters inverted, and he fixed them, and it fixed the bug. So I don't know what it was doing in the code. It wasn't affecting any other devices but that one device. But that was an obscure bug that we never would have caught, right? Or it would have taken another couple of weeks for someone to stumble on it and fix that inversion. So yeah, and refactoring, doing things like refactoring. I've heard that GPT-4 was really good at coding, and then it got worse. And I don't know if this new stuff's going to be much better. I assume it is, but I would say that's something that you're going to have to play around with. Will the marketplace be lucrative for people creating GPTs? Good ones, I mean. I don't know. I mean, I know that one of the things that Altman talks about is universal basic income, and his, if you go read or watch videos on WorldCoin, his identity and cryptocurrency, that's all about universal basic income. So I know he's about providing some kind of equity for people. Realistically, I don't think you're going to make a fortune on those GPTs, but I would think that if, say, Disney wanted to make a Disney bot or Disney GPT, and it got used a lot, or or George Lucas wanted to make a Star Wars GPT, if they get used a lot, they'll probably generate a fair amount of revenue. So this is almost identical to the early days of the App Store. Like some people made big fortunes launching relatively shitty iPhone apps because they just did something clever that caught people's attention. There's going to be that kind of opportunity short term. And then if you do something really remarkable, there's going to be opportunity to long term. Check mod Discord. All right. Nope. Fine. Thanks. Have a all right. Thank you very much, JRC. Appreciate that. I'm all for UBI. I think UBI is interesting. We'll see. We'll see how it's gonna play out. I don't think I don't think we're gonna need it long term, but who knows? It's way too early to know what the impact of all this stuff's gonna be. 3.5 Turbo is better at coding. Yes, I've been using LangChain to automate code fixes. Yeah, that's cool. I would say definitely play around with 4, but if you're doing a lot of stuff, it might be too expensive to use 4. Today was about 4.9. File uploads seem interesting considering I've had to manually chunk. Yeah. The fact that they're saying it's doing auto chunking, and it's doing persistence, and it's doing threading. There's a thing called threading they're doing, which can basically maintain conversations over time. Again, because I'm not developing a lot of applications on the developer side, I don't know a lot of the implications of this stuff, but I know this is what people are talking about. App Store analogy, having reminiscent for the same thing. Let's see. Wasn't today just about having more access? Like nothing about the AI itself? No. I mean, going from an 8,000 or 32,000 token context window to 128,000, that's about the functionality of the AI itself, right? That's about its memory getting better. It's faster. Regular human beings who are not engineers are going to be able to essentially do function calling and RAG, retrieval augmented generation, in these GPTs. And they're like the non-developers are not going to know what this shit's called, but they're going to know I can upload some of my documents and I can make one of these GPTs that answers the questions my employees have. And so it's no, I think this is way more than access. This is way more than access. This is fundamentally shifting. All right, so here's a good example. So right now, with ChatGPT, you've got all of these people.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
making prompt libraries and you know, take my course and I'm going to give you all these prompts and I'll give you access to this prompt library and stuff like that. And then you have to go find their database of prompts and you have to sift through it and find things that are relevant to what you want right now. And then you have to go to your own version of GPT and you have to put in your prompt. And then if the prompt isn't quite right, you got to modify it. As opposed to that same person that wrote all those prompts could now write a bunch of bots. And there might be, here's the gardening bot, and here's the small business bot, and here's the pizza marketing bot, and here's the make cool Instagram images bot. I use it to make lesson plans as a teacher. Yeah, here's the lesson plan making bot. And then those bots, those GPTs can get published. And if I'm a teacher looking for lesson plans, I'm not going out to find a lesson plan prompt so I can put it in ChatGPT. I can just go find the GPT that's specifically designed to do lesson plans for the 4th grade in Southern Illinois that follows the school board's recommendations for the curriculum in Southern Illinois. Someone's going to make that GPT, and I can just go get it. So I think it changes a lot. It changes who can make an application. It changes how you use GPT in the first place. There's a tremendous amount of people right now that don't use ChatGPT. It's like north of 80%. Haven't used it once, none. So 80%. So I don't know how many in here. There's 176 people in here right now. If you haven't used ChatGPT, you should go there and use it. But there's probably a decent percentage in here that haven't used it. And so I think the announcements today, the implications of it are over the course of 2024, there's going to be this whole world sort of opened up to people that are going to make it much more accessible. So let's see. Just got here. Where's the GPT for genealogy? I don't know. There's probably, if you go to futurepedia.io, there's probably a GPT for genealogy, I would think. You could probably also make one with this new custom GPT thing. I think you could probably make one. I need this pro-service litigation in defense against government. Oh, I need this for pro-service litigation in defense against something. Kyle, it's going to be like the iPhone and the App Store. Yes, exactly. Jonesy, it is. What do you think about GPTs and the marketplace of assistants? That's what we're talking about right now. I think it's absolutely flipping huge. It's huge. Huge. I ask my friends, and many of those who haven't used it, they say they will wait until it's easier. Yeah, and listen, this stuff's not going to get super easy for some time. Just because the nature of what these tools are and what they're doing is profoundly powerful, and they're all kind of separate tools right now. And the announcement today says that they're going to start rolling them together. So hopefully over the next week or so, we're going to start seeing that sort of stuff. Yeah, I don't know that people have as much time as they think. I think it's really imperative on as many of us as possible to just get people to try it, get a little bit educated about it, because it's moving so damn fast that by the time it gets easy enough for everyone to use it, like a lot of the opportunity is going to pass people by. It can't be easier. It's literally like talking to a person. Well, it's so what can be easier. What's your name? Tyree Logston. What can be easier is what do you use it for, right? And that's where I think these agents, these assistants, these GPTs are going to help. Because right now you go to ChatGPT and it's just like this empty box and you don't know what it's for. And I think these agents, it's going to be easier to market them to people. Hey, do you run a pizza shop? Here's the pizza shop marketing GPT. Oh, I need to market my pizza shop. Let me start talking to it. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, that was easy. So yeah, it's easy to talk to them, but it's not easy to know what to do with them. And I think that's one of the things that this is going to help a lot. So here's the deal. All of us, anyone who's talking at all about this, anyone who's experimenting at all with this stuff, is going to be able to like have a head start on everyone and generate some of these bots and put them in the world and get noticed for it. If everyone can dev with it, what prevents copycats from making identical bots and apps? Jay Hamilton, that is the Jay Hamilton 1776. That is the $1 billion question. So if you want to see there's an interesting article called "We Have No Moat," MOAT, that was written by a Google engineer talking about the fact that he was talking about large language models, that basically the open source community is starting to make their small, inexpensive large language models perform almost as good as the really expensive ones. And he said, there's no way we can protect against this. Nothing is going to prevent people from, copying those bots. Now, it's not just the prompt that's in that bot. There's also the documents that you upload, right? So if you upload a bunch of documents that are really good proprietary data, you might have a GPT that, even though it's the same on the surface, is doing things way better than someone else's GPT that doesn't have as good a data. I think private data is going to be the place where software and companies differentiate themselves using tools that are essentially identical. Use bots for what exactly? Custom mobile apps? Yeah, custom mobile apps, personal assistants, travel shopping bots. Nothing. That's why there was 28 different official ChatGPT bots before OpenAI. Yeah. Well, those were all just copycats trying to copy it. What was that video called? The video is the official OpenAI Dev Day opening keynote. From OpenAI. And again, there's kind of two things that he talks about in there. He starts out talking about GPT-4 Turbo, which is the base model. And that applies to both ChatGPT and to the developers. Then he talks about ChatGPT in particular with this GPT maker. And then the whole rest of the keynote is for developers, basically. So the bulk of this conversation is for the developers. So if you're not a developer, just watch the middle section where he's talking about ChatGPT and these things called GPTs, because that's the stuff that we'll have access to apparently today, but I still don't have access to it. Let me go see if I've got access to it now. No. Option reload. No. I got nothing. Will standard filters applied to personal GPTs? I don't know what standard filters. I don't know what you mean by a standard filter, Ion China. Any tips for better prompt writing? I've had GPT ignore instructions or rules. My general recommendation on prompt writing is think of prompts more like conversations than writing the perfect prompt. So don't just think like, oh, I've got to write the perfect prompt and get the perfect answer back. That's sort of the Google model. of what Google sort of trained us to do. And with ChatGPT, it needs a lot more context. So start out and, tell it what role you want it to play, and then give it some background about what you're about to do, and then ask it if it understands, and say things like, take a deep breath and think through this step by step before answering me. Surprisingly, those kind of things make a measurable difference in the quality of the output. And then when it does answer you, tell it if it got it right, tell it if it got it wrong, and then just keep iterating and iterating and iterating. That, for me, that's really where the art of prompting comes in. Creating bots, until and always be polite. That's a good one, Herod. Until this thing shows up for us, you can go practice on Poe.com, make yourself a bot there, publish it, and start interacting with it. And if it starts giving you shitty answers, go modify your prompt, and then go back to it and modify it. Just keep iterating on bots, and it'll help your prompting a lot. What's your take on boot camp? I don't know boot camp. Let me see. Let me go look. Is that new? Is this OpenAI or something else? Boot camp AI. I don't know what you're talking about with boot camp. Google is keywords, totally different mindset. Yeah, exactly, Earthrocker. It's just a completely different thing. The thing about it, though, is we've got 15 or 20 years of conditioning for how to write a keyword prompt. And so I think people make the mistake with ChatGPT of thinking it's the same thing, and it's not. Tell ChatGPT that it's a mock situation, and it will be what you want. Yeah, well, that's a way to get around it. Depending on what you want to do, it's safety guardrails are still going to come in. Hang on one sec. All right, let's see. Don't forget to like and follow. Oh, okay, yeah. So thanks, Silver Fox, for reminding me of that. So do me a favor here. One of the things we can do is we can go in and start playing with ChatGPT. Although we're kind of the world is discombobulated right now because they made all these big announcements and we don't have access to them, so it's hard to actually show you what they are without totally geeking out right now. And going doing stuff that looks more codey. It doesn't demo well when you're on the development side. But if you would follow my channel, I'm like 350 people away from a big milestone of 30,000 followers, and November 30th is coming, which is the 1-year anniversary of ChatGPT. So follow that, and then also, if you'd be so kind, share the live so we can get some more people in here, and what else? What I want to talk about? I want to talk about. So this live is part of a larger thing, a community that I started last December, the week after ChatGPT launched. I created this thing with this woman, Leah Faston, who's a professional photographer out of Boston, called the AI Salon. And if you go to the salon.ai, it'll walk you through, it's a link tree. The first link will walk you through what the salon's about, what our values are. And there's a meetup. So we have a meetup tomorrow. So Cindy Kuhn, who's here she's been in the channel tonight. She's speaking. She's a futurist. She was on the live stream when we looked at the the keynote today from OpenAI, and she was just like, "Oh my God, my mind's blown," which a lot of people were. And so she's going to be speaking tomorrow night, and she's got a really cool thing she put together that she's going to share with everyone, and we're going to do kind of an interactive thing. So that meeting's tomorrow night. So the information for the meetup is the second link on this page. And then the third link is the link to the Discord. And so over on the Discord, introduce yourself. There are guilds. It's a really cool community of people. Check out the values at the AI Salon. You know, the values are, they're going to seem like, oh yeah, those are nice, but like really take them in, because while I want to grow this community, I want to retain what's really good about it. So like just really quickly, the values for the salon. The first one is curiosity. Like we want people that are curious. We want people that are generous. So as they learn stuff, they share stuff. We want people that are adventurous and wanting to explore, and not operating from a place of fear, but operating from a place of adventure. We want people that are collaborative, like, hey, let's do something. I got a barn, I'll make the costumes, let's put on a show. That's the spirit we need right now, just in general with all this stuff, because things are moving so fast. Inclusion's another one. People are coming from all walks of life into this right now, because nobody knows what's happening. Nobody. If anyone tells you they're an expert, they're not. Nobody knows what's going on with this stuff. And then the final one is empathy. Just understand that we're in a very volatile and shaky world anyway right now. And then, you have what's going on in the Middle East, and you've got what's going on here with politics in this country. And now we've got this AI thing that's upending a lot of jobs and sort of generating a lot of insecurity, and there's a lot of fear out there. So empathy is a really big part of the salon as well. So if you resonate with those values, please join the salon and come hang out here. The whole point of these things, I've been doing these lives nightly, 7 nights a week for the past 5 months. So why am I doing that? I don't really have an end game right now. Why I'm doing it is I think it's very, very important. And when we watched that thing live today as a community, it was really quite amazing, because it's a lot of people that have been in here sort of kicking the tires on this AI stuff, and they knew what all of the things that were announced meant. Even if they didn't know what they meant technically, they knew what was going on. They knew that something different was happening. So anyway, that's what that's about. Mods, please pin. Kyle, how did you realize to jump on this in 5 days? So Veranda, I discovered Stable Diffusion before ChatGPT. So for about a year before ChatGPT, I was playing around with an NFT project called Pixel Mind that was built on top of Stable Diffusion. And then I thought, I got to teach myself Stable Diffusion, because I want to know how this stuff works. And so I failed 9 times to get Stable Diffusion up and running on Google Colab, and it was really frustrating, and I felt like a fucking idiot. I'm like, I'm just not good enough. I'm not technical enough. And then I finally got it up and working, and I figured out how to make Dream Booth work, and that was another 4 or 5 misses. And so probably in October of 22, a good friend of mine, Chris Needham, said, hey, will you talk to my friend Leah? She's a photographer, and she saw some of your artwork. I created this project called Kyle Shannon Dreams. So if you go to TikTok/Kyle Shannon Dreams, or if you go to Instagram/Kyle Shannon Dreams, that's this art project I did of just these kind of Stable Diffusion, wacky self-portraits and personas. And it was just a fun project. And so I was talking to Leah, and she's a professional photographer, and she's like, well, what's going to happen with photography? And we just got to talking, and we were like, we should put together a group that's trying to figure this shit out. And so that was kind of early November, mid-November. And so she and I were already talking about doing something, really just for artists. And then ChatGPT came out. And I just said, fuck it, we got to go. And so I literally just, we set up, I think we set up a salon. We did our first salon 4 days after we decided to do it. Like it was just, we just went. It's one of my, it's one of my fatal flaws, and I don't know. I guess it's a good thing. I just decided, fuck it, I'm going to go do it. Like, it just felt important to me. Here's why I knew that I needed to do it. So in 1994, when I started learning about the World Wide Web and I started teaching myself HTML, I was like, there's got to be people that know more about this than I do. Are you our Professor X? I know there's got to be people that know more about this than I do. And so I put together this thing called the World Wide Web Artist Consortium. And what I discovered is that nobody knew anything. Everybody was trying to figure it out. And let's see. There's a cool one. And so I thought, well, this AI stuff's going to be the same way. Because my big epiphany with ChatGPT was, in 90 minutes, never having written a line of Python, I wrote a fully functional Python application. And I just knew that the world had just fucking changed. And so I just put the salon together. So I don't know. And I started a newsletter, this TikTok channel, and the AI salon in a 3-week period. And back in 1994, I started an online magazine called Urban Desires, the World Wide Web Artist Consortium, which was that group, and then agency.com, which was one of the first digital agencies. I did that within a month. I did those 3 things within a month. So once I have one of those moments where something kicks in that, oh shit, this is something you need to pay attention to, I just go. So I don't know. That's how I did it. All right, fantastic. So many people in here. It's great having y'all in here. It's really great. All right, let's first of all, what the hell's going on with the hair here, people? Hang on. I need a little quaffing. Forever Hook, thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Can I instruct it to replicate this video script and then create a monetizable version using AI? Sure. Go to the YouTube channel. So if you go to AI Learning Lab -TT on YouTube, all the transcripts are there. Yeah, go turn it. I was thinking about that today, that I could take the transcripts of all the videos of these that I do and put them up there, but it's all historical, so I don't know. It's me. I mean, those scripts are me just rambling. Like it's chat ADD. Sometimes I'm just cracking jokes. Sometimes I'm demoing shit. Kyle is AI Jack Black. I'll take it. I like him. Yeah. Woo. Oh man. Hair growth geek going on about my hair. I need some product, hair growth geek. We got some. Well, the product I need is fucking scissors. Thank you, Share Bear. Have you been a part of a hacker space? I have not. I've been in a lot of hackathons. The salon, in a great way, is kind of turning into a big hacker space. The guilds. So what we did within the salon is, it used to just be we would meet every other week. We had this Discord channel, and there were kind of sections in there to have discussions, but we added guilds. And so, like, we've got an AI 101 guild for beginners. We've got an AI mechanics guild for geeks. We've got an art guild, a writing guild, a business guild, an entrepreneur guild, a healthcare guild. We're looking for someone super passionate about education to head up an education guild. I think it would be great to have people that are passionate about education trying to figure this shit out rather than trying to figure out how do we block it. How about we figure out how to incorporate this stuff into the classroom, since this stuff's going to transform the world that students are going to be entering into, right? Kyle mentioned his hair. Have a drink. Oh, are we playing Kyle bingo? So don't you also have to drink when I do this?
You can make money with ChatGPT.
I called it the salon. So it's not hair salon, although I should call it that. There's a tradition of salons in the late 19th century of people just getting together and bringing in speakers and talking about things. So it's really just that idea of having a group of people that come together in a curated kind of way to learn and to explore and to experiment and things like that. So just look up the history of salons in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and then there were some in the middle of the century that were pretty amazing too. I'm the director of innovation for my company. Your channel has made the light click for me. Awesome, fantastic, Jay Hamilton. A lot. That's great. Listen, here's the whole thing. This is so that's why this channel's here. It's very easy to be cynical about this stuff. It's also if you're director of innovation for a big company, there's no inherent rush. You know this. There's no inherent rush in big companies to actually innovate, right? The problem with this AI stuff is it's so powerful and it's so transformative that what's going to happen is a lot of organizations are going to get caught sleeping, where smaller companies are going to come in like out of nowhere, really nimbly, that historically wouldn't have been able to compete with a big company. And they're going to come in and they're going to kick the shit out of the big company. And the big companies are like literally going to be like, wait, that's not possible. How's that even possible? Like there's going to be a lot of companies that get blindsided by small organizations that have gone all in on AI and have been doing it for a year or 2 or 3. So to the extent that big companies are kind of sitting back going, we've got some years. It's not secure yet. It hallucinates. Like they know enough about generative AI to know all the bad shit about it, but they're not actually curious about it and exploring it. So Jay, I would encourage you to join the salon, hang out on the Discord and like share what you're learning, ask questions there. That's the whole idea, is to make a very safe space where people can just geek out on this stuff without fear of being around people that are just trying to shit all over it. Creative Shop Education Guild would be awesome. Yep. I would love to see that. And by the way we do guilds, so there's lots and lots of guilds we could have. All of the guilds that we have, they exist because someone naturally emerged as a leader within the community that was really passionate about that thing. And so we're starting with the people, right? Back to that idea of empathy and inclusion. We're starting with who's showing up, and who's showing up in a way that they really want to talk about a particular thing. Like Roger and Pate, who co-lead the Mechanics Guild, they were both really passionate about explaining how the technology of large language models work to a non-technical audience. And so they made a guild, with that as the imperative. And that's the thing I want people that have some sort of vision for how they want to connect with other people and how they want to help other people and what they want to accomplish. Sherry D, who started the Healthcare Guild with Joker and JRC, similar sort of thing. Like they've got passion for it and they want to do it. So anyway, how do I lead an education guild guide on the Discord? So just me and the trees. So just jump in and start participating. Introduce yourself. If you have a different Discord name than just me and the trees, like give us a way to connect your TikTok handle and who you are in Discord. And then just jump in and start participating. You'll get welcomed in there and start participating. And if it's a community that you like, and come to some salon meetings, and it's the kind of thing where you want to spin up a community within it, then let's talk and we can make it happen. I uploaded a basketball game play-by-play list, and GPT wrote a sports article with stats. Perfect. Now, I hope you, Bob Hamilton, also went back and checked the stats, because sometimes it'll give you stats you think are right because you uploaded the data, but they're not really right. So just make sure you confirm that. But assuming you did, yeah, it's great for stuff like that. I can send you the TikTok. I did not. Okay, fantastic. All right, let's see. Today, Kyle. When are you switching from Discord to the other platform? Hey, Barbara. So we're going to announce. We're going to announce tomorrow that we're making the switch. We're going to ask. Oh, I've got to set this up. Jesus, I got so much to do. We're going to have people donate in dollars how much they hate Discord from like $1 to $20. and then because we're switching to Mighty Networks, and we've got it mostly built out. So we're going to announce it tomorrow, and then probably middle of the month we'll probably start to move the guild members over, so there's some activity in there. And then on our 1 year anniversary on December 5th, we're going to fully roll out Mighty Networks, the new community platform. And Mighty Networks is really good. We've got it set up, and there's a decent amount of people in there now kind of playing around and kicking the tires, and everyone seems to be liking it. So I think it's going to be quite good. I hate the other more, sorry. That's okay, Joker. So, the Discord will likely stay alive for, playing with bots, playing with Midjourney. There'll probably be some, sub community that really does like Discord. The problem with Discord is so many people haven't used it. It's really been a hindrance for the growth of the community. So, Cavruno, $20,000. She hates Discord. Forever Hooked. I got $100 for you to match. Awesome, that's great. Yeah, it's going to cost us $116 a month for the level that we need for the community. So at some point we'll figure out how to do. I think what we might do at some point is maybe it's like 99 cents a guild, and then I don't know, $2.99 for all the. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I just started learning Discord. Will Mighty Networks be better? Yeah, so Mighty Networks is web-based. It's got a feed kind of like Facebook, so you log in and your feed is generated from any activity in things you've joined. You can join guilds, you can join channels, there's chats, there's one of the problems in Discord is you're having a chat, right? And someone says something important, and then lots of people start talking about it, and the important thing they said just goes away because there's all this. You got to scroll back to see what people are talking about. Within Mighty Networks, you can have different kind of pages that are not really chats, but they're more like a post. Like I post, here's an image I made, and then people can vote on that and comment on it. It's got calendaring. You can go live within it. So one of the things we encourage is people teaching what they know. So you're going to be able to just basically, if you're in a guild, you can just go live and have people join your live right from within it. Let's see. I can start a private chat server for free. Yeah, I mean, we could do it for free. It's just this is one of those things where it's just going to take a while. Like you could spin your wheels on this forever. There are 40 different ways to do this. Mighty Networks has been around for 15 years. They're decently sophisticated, so I'm happy with it so far. The other thing that it's got that I'm excited about is people are going to be able to make courses. So you can make a course within it, and then you'll even be able to charge for those, right? And so So individuals are going to be able to make money, and the salon will be able to, sustain itself that way. Is Mighty Networks more accessible for screen readers or closed captions in live? I don't know. I think the lives will probably still go live with Google Meet, which has closed captionings in it, but I don't know. Hero D, how can I make money with it? Gonna need a new button. Oh man. Have you heard about ChatGPT releasing a bots builder? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and then I had to run off. Yes, the bots builder, they're called GPTs. You don't have to know programming with them. They will actually help you write themselves. And then you can do things like connect them to other services and upload your own documents to them. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. You lost me at MySpace. I mean, web-based. Oh. Yeah. I mean, Discord is web-based. It's just a different kind of browser. But that's basically a web. All Discord is a fancy web browser. So technically, my company tells us that the reason. Wait, my company tells us all the reasons it's dangerous. I ask them, how are we getting to yes? Yeah. Yeah, there's an infinite number of ways to say no to AI. Absolutely. What was that about, Kyle? Laugh, type, continue talking. Oh, I don't know. The mods are just chatting about stuff. So, I've got my iPad off to the left there. D. Oh, cool. Digital Gods made a transcript of the AI conference. Download. All right. So I have a feeling this is going to be way too big for the current ChatGPT to deal with. Oh, that's it. Okay. Okay. Can you summarize the main points from this? No, that's too big. Though we can probably go over to Claude, which Claude is not happy right now. Anthropic is probably pretty pissed off right now. So Anthropic, if you haven't played with Claude's big claim to fame was that it's got 100,000 token context window. So you could take, say, a transcript of a 1 hour talk and just paste it in here. See how it just pastes it in as a document? And now I can say, please summarize the main announcements and categorize them into consumer-facing and developer announcements. Let's see how this does. If I'm away from GPTs, I get the DTs. Thank you for getting this transcription, Digital Gods. So based on the transcript here, the main announcements from the OpenAI Dev Day, consumer public-facing announcements. ChatGPT now uses GPT-4 Turbo with improved capabilities and the latest knowledge cutoff. The annoying model picker is removed. This is actually doing pretty good. Introduction to GPTs, customized versions of ChatGPT that can combine instructions, extended knowledge, and actions, and then launching a GPT store later this month. Revenue sharing for GPT creators, right? So it got the major things, and then the developer announcements. GPT-4 Turbo model launched, new assistant API. That's basically the developer version of the GPTs. New modalities launched, vision, speech, text to speech, now available via API. Everyone's been bitching about why aren't they available via API? Now they are. Improvements to the fine-tuning capabilities and custom model training, and then a Microsoft partnership update, Azure infrastructure improvements, tools. That Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, was kind of he didn't really have anything to say. That was interesting. It was good that he was there, but he didn't really have anything to say. So in summary, major announcements. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Can you make a table of all of the specific feature updates and the specifications for each of the upgrades from a technical perspective? Let's see how it does with this. Unfortunately, the transcript does not contain detailed technical information. However, here's a table summarizing the key technical capabilities. GPT-4 Turbo. By the way, if you've not seen one of these large language models do stuff like this, it's pretty something. GPT-4 Turbo, up to 128,000 tokens of context, 300 pages of a book, improved accuracy over long context, so it won't get so lost. New modalities, vision, speech, and text to speech. Assistant API, persistent thread for long conversations. That's a big deal. Built-in retrieval system. That's a big deal. Code interpreter with Python Sandbox. We've seen that before, but now that's available in these little bots. And then function calling with JSON output and chaining. All big deals. Like all that development stuff for developers. There were third-party projects that did all that stuff, like LangChain and some of the other ones, but now it's within ChatGPT. Fine-tuning, now available for GPT 3.5. GPT-4 fine-tuning is experimental in access. And then pricing, the GPT-4 Turbo prompt tokens are 3 times cheaper. The completion tokens are 2 times cheaper. GPT 3.5 is also reduced in pricing. So let's ask it. Who spoke at the conference and what was their topic? I was trying to do some Photoshop stuff today and amazed at the step-by-step perfect instructions. Yep, amazing. All right, Sam Altman gave opening remarks. Review of OpenAI's progress over the. This is quite accurate. Satya Nadella basically said, "We love you guys." Jessica Shea demoed the Zapier GPT. Raman Sharma demo of the new Assistant API, and then Sam Altman did closing remarks. Yep, pretty swell. All right, I uploaded my LFuck prototype into the Salon meetup in case you're trying to get filthy rich. Where did you put it? Did you put it in show and tell? Let's see. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in here. This is how I feel some days. Chasing the AI dragon. Quick take, Jake. This is what it's like trying to keep up with this thing. So last night, if you weren't here, someone asked, we were doing something in DALL-E, and they asked if DALL-E could combine an elephant and a duck. And so I went into DALL-E and I was doing it. And then Thelonious said, the elefuck. And so we just went off for like half an hour, 45 minutes on Ella the elefuck and came up with a bunch of toys. And it was fantastic. Let's see. I don't see. Where did you put it? Oh, this was a good one. This was a response to the elefuck, which I guess was the sharkophant. That thing's terrifying. There was the elefuck. That was one of them. That was pretty good. You must have done it in AI Irregulars. Whoever just said Private Pepper, love to beta test the new system. Yeah, we'll probably start moving some people over in the next week or two. Ooh, that's really cool. Nice. Man, there's a lot of activity in the old salon. All right, Kyle, can you go over the beginning of the transcript for a visitor? What do you mean for a visitor? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean, Joker? Can you summarize the beginning of this transcript for someone who wasn't there? Oh, gotta hit the return key. Sam Altman welcomed attendees. He provided an overview. Why is everyone spamming icons? Okay, so for those of you that are new here, so I do these things nightly. I tend to go live for 2 to 3 hours every night, 7 nights a week, because I'm insane. And then there's a bunch of people that come in here nightly also. And they also hang out in the Salon Discord, and they hang out here. And so over the months, there's just been a handful of inside jokes. Like one of the first inside joke that started because I'm an idiot. And this video just cracks me up.
Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I like turtles.
All right. You're great zombie.
So
Good times here at the water.
Turtles became a spirit animal of the salon. And then whenever I would mention Llama 2, who was it? It was Winston, I think it was Winston, would always give me the llama gift. Like, you know, the gift where the little dude comes up on screen and it's the llama doing this. And so llama became the second spirit animal. And then when OpenAI launched DALL-E 3, they used a hedgehog as one of the example drawings for showing that DALL-E 3 didn't suck. And so the hedgehog became one. I forget how we got gummy bears. Now we've got the elephant. So all of the little animals are just people using those things. Catnip vigilante. Okay, I'm going to leave. Okay, bye, catnip vigilante. You can stay. You don't have to give turtle or llama things. And we are also insane. Yeah, exactly. They're just nuts. They're just like playing. Here's the deal. So if you came here every night and had to listen to my ADHD rants and try to follow them, you get bored. So they come up with side games and they come up with all sorts of things to do. So it's just part of the community. And what's been really cool though is because we've got the Discord and we'll soon have Mighty Networks. There's an outlet where as people are like, as most of the times I'm kind of demoing stuff during the night, and as I'm demoing stuff or I'm cracking a joke, people are generating images and they're sharing them on the Discord, and there's kind of a whole thing that happens. So that's what these meetings tend to be. Let's see. Insurance Toronto coming in strong with the alien heads. I like it. Solid. Gummy bears because Kyle is in Denver. Oh, right. And he gets them from the dispensaries easily. No, that's what it is. I get like Share Bear will give me gummy bears a lot. So I think it's just because of the gummy bear gifts that people give. That's right. And yeah, that's right. Oh, well, and there's that. I wouldn't call the elephant our spirit animal, although the elefuck is absolutely our spirit animal. Thanks, Share Bear. Gummies is tasty. Oh, man. It's all good. It's all good. Do. I'm not printing my own I'm not pinning my own comments. Oh. Yeah, well, I don't know. I just see what gets pinned. I don't tend to pay attention to who pinned it or how it, all that sort of stuff. So I'll get there eventually. I'll figure out this TikTok thing. That's one of the things that we hear pretty regularly here is just like, oh, is this the elderly teaching each other how to use computers? Oh, man. All of our hands were up. Drew Learning, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that. Do. Yeah, it was a busy night tonight. There was lots of people in here. I have a comic book character I've designed with. I didn't do that. Wait. What was the comic book comment that I've designed based on them? Life's tough. It's tougher when you're stupid. Bottle bomb. Catnip vigilante. I like that name. That's weird. Rhinos and elephants are two of my favorite animals. Very cool. They will all be elderly before they know it. It goes by so fast. Tell me about it. So I got 23-year-old kids. I'm like, oh, God. Twins, based on the elephant character. Oh, based on the elephant character. Oh, cool. Oh, that shark is from a comic book of yours? Wait, let me go look at that again. Because that thing's so cool. Where did I just go? Oh, I went to a different server. Yeah, look at... How cool is that? So that's you, Catnip Vigilante? That's super cool. That one is fucking terrifying. Can you imagine if that's how evolution played out? Land shark, exactly. All the Gen Xers get that one. Land shark. Have you mentioned the change? Oops, nope. Oh, that's not yours, Catnip Vigilante. Whose is that? That's cool. Wait, I can see. Oh, that's Steve-O. Oh, I see. I got it. Thanks, Joker. I got it now. All right. Have you mentioned the change I'm just seeing in ChatGPT with the Explore tab and the new design. Well, we've been talking all night about the video of Sam Altman talking about all the new shit that's going to be in ChatGPT, and then it's not there. So we can't really. I want to go play with all the new shit, but I don't have access to it because what are you gonna do? It just ain't there. Oh, wait, oops, something went wrong. That's promising. That's actually promising because that says to me they might be updating something. So let's go back here. Let me see, chat.openai.com. That's still the same. Let me log out. Log in. Now, still the old shit. Old as in like the stuff that was brand new like 4 weeks ago. Oh man, can I use AI art app to bring my comic book illustrations to life? To a degree, to the extent that you want things really, really predictable, there's a new tool that I just got access to. I can't remember what it's called. If it depends how geeky you are, catnip vigilante. Like I would say, just wait a little bit because right now one of the challenging things with image generation is consistency of characters across scenes. There's ways you can do it with DALL-E within ChatGPT by asking for seeds and things like that. What about the sketch to art one? Yeah, you could maybe use the sketch to art one, which is in clipdrop.co. Clipdrop.co. And within clipdrop.co, there's a thing called Stable Doodle. But I think you actually have to just draw this. I don't think you can upload something here. Can you? No. So like if I did, let's see, an elephant with a duck bill. And let's see, big old elephant legs. All right, and then I'm going to say an elephant crossed with a duck. Upgrade to Pro. Do I need to upgrade to Pro to do that? Oh. It's exhausting. Okay, well, I guess I can't do that. Oh, wait, I need to sign in. Am I going to lose my beautiful elephant here? They better not take away my elephant. No? I guess I can't do it. You could do it there. If you're geeky, you could use ControlNet and Stable Diffusion, and then you can get some decent predictability across things. What's the biggest thing? Oh, wait, what was that? What's the biggest thing that people are missing to understand with LLMs? I think most people just aren't trying them. I think the thing most people are missing with LLMs is they're not playing with them long enough to have their Kevin McAllister moment. That moment. Whatever these sites egg you on and say to upgrade Pro, an angel loses its wings. I know, I'm right there with you, Abbott Skinny. Like, I feel like they should all just give you some amount of tokens a day. Like Leonardo.ai, which is a site I'm a fan of, they give you 150 tokens a day. Now, they charge you 10 tokens to create an image, so it isn't a ton they give you. But if you just want to try it, you can try it. It's good for that. All right. I think they'll hold back on refreshing tools that fully let you make their own cartoons. Oh, don't ask me. I disagree with that. I think as soon as someone cracks being able to make consistent characters across storylines, I think that tool's going to be here. The problem the problem with almost any piece of software right now is that, let's say I spent the last year and a half tweaking Stable Diffusion and just figuring out perfect models and LoRa's and things like that and ControlNet, and I built a whole application around Stable Diffusion to do consistent characters, and I get it dialed in, and I'm just about to launch it. And then Stable Diffusion launches Consistent Character Maker, or DALL-E does. Now we do really consistent characters without you having to try. Am I familiar with RAGs? Yeah. So retrieval augmented generation is a big deal. And a lot of what OpenAI announced today is basically like RAG for the masses. So yeah, it's coming. Didn't DALL-E do that for us with Larry? It did, Silver Fox, but like I haven't gotten it to really consistently do a character like that's just clearly that character. It tends to like veer and deviate. Now, what I haven't played a lot with, one of the things you can do in DALL-E is you can ask for the seed of an image, and then you can say use the same seed for other images, and that's apparently doing it okay, but it's still not perfect. So I just uploaded one of my characters into Discord. Cool. In what channel? In Show and Tell? Vigilante. Oh, dude, that's beautiful. That's super cool. You could do tarot decks. Sweet. Amazing. Very, very cool. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that, sir. But yeah, Herod D, you guys should hook up. Herod does some pretty cool stuff too. Who's in here? All right, what parts of LLM apps will always need developers or data scientists? I think anyone working on the frontier models, right? So if you're working on building those big base models, you're going to need data scientists for that. I think you're going to need data scientists for security infrastructure, like AI ops is what Rachel Woods calls it. So on TikTok, if you follow the AI Exchange or Rachel Woods, she talks a lot about AI ops. So I think you're gonna need people that know what they're doing about, which models do you use, how do you use them, how do you fine tune them, how do you do embeddings, how do you do RAG, right? So I think within enterprise, like enterprises are going to be struggling for a long time to figure out how to do this stuff. So I think either you're working on the sort of very foundational parts of machine learning, right? So the GPT-5s, GPT-6s, GPT-7s, and then, Google's version of that. And right. So there's all that, or you're working in big companies. I think a lot of the sort of base, like high level application development, I think that's going to get democratized. I think OpenAI did that today. These GPTs that we're going to be able to create, because we can call actions and you can upload data to them, and we can do advanced data analysis within this GPT. Mere mortals are going to be able to create very sophisticated applications and launch them. And at some point, so right now, the way it sounds like they're doing the GPT store is if your GPT is popular, you'll get some revenue sharing. I would assume at some point they're going to make it so that, McKinsey or Kyle Shannon as a consultant, I can put a model out there and charge for it. So, it's private unless otherwise subscribed to. That's not what they're doing right now, but I would imagine that that's coming. Do I think neural nets are the future of AI, or do you think a more interpretable models will be? What parts won't be democratized? I don't know. AI put or AJ put. I think my phrase right now is the democratization of specialization. Any specialty execution, like programming, like writing, like illustration, like music composition, anything, any tactical execution, I think is going to be democratized, every single one of them, to some degree. And so what that means is you're going to have people who are not experts in a field doing things in that field, that people in that field are going to be like, you can't do that. And then because they don't know any better, they're just going to do it, and they're going to innovate in that field. I think we're going to see a lot of that. It's hard to know what to focus on with the changing landscape. Earthrocker, it was funny when we were doing the live stream of the OpenAI thing today. It was exactly that, where I think everyone was like really excited about all the new stuff, but like a lot of the new stuff is like a completely different way of thinking about ChatGPT and what you're supposed to do with it. Like for the past year, ChatGPT was pretty simple. You typed in words and you got back words. Or if you were fancy, you typed in words and you got back code, or you got back a table. Ooh. And then it was like, oh, you typed in words and you got back pictures. Oh, okay, we can do that now. Oh, and now it's like you don't even need to type in words. You can just upload a picture and have it describe the picture, and then take that description and make a picture. And then you can put in words and it will generate a little mini computer program and write Python and execute. So in the past 2 months, it's been morphing anyway. And then today with this idea of GPTs and all of the stuff that developers now have access to, where do you even begin? Like it's going to be trivial to make an application with computer vision that you can just like take out your phone camera and like shoot shit in the world and have this app do some crazy ass thing with it and tie that to a Google map and tie that to a travel site. And so I don't know where to focus right now. I'm right there with you. I'm like, I ain't got no idea. I put up what the new interface looks like in AI news and events in Discord. Does that mean you have access to it? Should I be jealous? I probably should. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So let's see. Can I zoom? Yeah. All right. So this is new interface. Oh, wait. There's probably a better way to do this. Hold on. Who was it that just put that up? Kyle. Oh, Quick Take Jake. All right. Thank you, Quick Take Jake, for doing this. Okay. So here's a good example of generosity, by the way. Here's the new layout of the updated ChatGPT. Yeah, they stole that interface from Poe. It looks like the Explore thing. Okay, so in the new ChatGPT that I don't have access to yet, but someone does. So that means create a new chat. The Explore button. These are going to be my GPTs, right? So that's just like the Explore button on Poe. Which, if we go to Poe, see the Explore button right here, and we click on Explore, and now here's all these bots, right? So there's writing bots, and here's professional bots, and here's history bots, right? So it's going to be a similar sort of thing. So it looks like they're stealing some of that, and then there's my chat history. Do we have a search in the chat history yet? Please? No? Assholes. Okay. how can I help you today? So there's our little one-click prompts. You can turn them on or off. Web access, you can turn it on or off. Neat. And then your settings. And I guess that's your upload button. And then, oops. And then here's my GPTs. So look, create a GPT, right? So you'll just create one. So this is very much like Poe. So if you made a Poe bot recently, this is very much the model. So there's a data analysis GPT, the Chat GPT Classic. Look, the latest version of GPT-4 with no additional capabilities as a standalone GPT. Game time. I can quickly explain board games or card games to players at any age. Let the games begin. Super cool. Creative writing coach, the negotiator. Visionary painter of digital wonder, the cosmic dream. So there's an image generator. This is very much like PoBots, except these are more sophisticated and can do fancier stuff, if you know what I mean. Thanks for sharing that quick take. That's pretty cool. That's super cool. Here we are at the AI Learning Lab. Let's kick ourselves a little field goal, shall we? Walking in a virtual infrastructure in real world to understand the problems before construction. Yeah, that's so a good buddy of mine named Richard Boyd does a lot of simulation stuff. Hang on. Champy's found an evil person. Hold. What's going on? What's going on? What are you barking at? All right, let's see. Let's close that down. Where are we? I'm lost. All right, let's see. The next page is the Chat GPT verified GPTs. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. It's a nice simple interface. I like it. Because it was getting a little Microsoft Word like in its overly complicatedness. I click on the GPTs right now and it errors out. So I got the golden ticket to a broken theme park. Yeah, so they announced that they were giving all this stuff out today. So the fact that we haven't seen it today, I guarantee you the OpenAI engineers are up right now trying to get shit working. They're probably blowing stuff up left and right over there, so it's probably going to be up and down all night. So I would guess that by Thursday or Friday we'll have some decent stability. I think we need a GPT for past AI learning labs. So depending on what the YouTube API makes available, or depending on what you could call about YouTube from Zapier, we could probably make an AI learning lab bot that not only calls what I was talking about, but like you could ask for a certain thing and then it would jump you to that part of the video. I bet that's possible. What's interesting, that could be a really interesting project to collaborate on in the salon. Yeah, that could be a fun one. Just to learn how to do it, learn what's possible. Walking in a virtual infrastructure. The past AI learning lab along with Thelonious' spreadsheet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be really good. Yeah, here's all the stuff to go check out. And then if I check something out, where were all the times that was talked about? I found and uploaded the elephant sketch a few minutes ago. FYI, I need to finish it though. Oh, cool. Let me see. Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. So this, everybody, is what actual drawing looks like, not AI drawing. Although, dude, you know what you could do? You could upload all these sketches. You could train a model, Tuscarel. Yeah, you could train a model to have Dali or Midjourney, sketch like you sketch. Learn how to do. I will collaborate. Yeah, so join Veranda. Join the salon if you haven't. Yes, great. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Relive the battle with the GPT. No, I don't. I want to hide from the battle. There will be no more battles. There won't be no more battles in the AI learning lab or the AI salon. It just, no, it was not good. It was not good. Did you see my Kyle and Champy pick in show and tell? No. Let me go see that. This is cool. Ted looks at life. Look at that one. That's gorgeous. Dag. Ted's slaying it. Where's Champy? Oh. All the ghost stories. Trying to get back to Dev Day presentations, but the dog has other plans. That's it. Picture hanging in my office. Oh, that's cool. Did you do that one, Lunashtick? Is that like actual art medium on paper? That doesn't look like a digital print. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, there's cool stuff in the Discord. It's really cool. Wow. Oh yeah, Peter Kaminsky doing the Orton effect. Look at those images. Gorgeous. Can I make my own app that learns my style, then converts all my sketches to the correct prompt? You can, so if you go to leonardo.ai, you can do some of that there. You can create your own model at leonardo.ai. I got access to a website last night that did that too, but it's not good. Whatever they're using as their base model is not good. Like faces were all fucked up. But like SDXL, if you go to leonardo.ai, use the SDXL model, and then create your own models. Yeah, something there. AI Salon Meetup Tuesday night. Yes. So if you want to hang out tomorrow night, we've got the AI Salon. Go to thesalon.ai. Go to that URL. And the second link is the thing for the meetup. Don't kill the Discord. We're not going to kill the Discord, but we are migrating guilds, and most of the community is migrating to Mighty Networks. But the Discord's going to live. One of the next things we need to do over this next week is figure out what in the Discord is staying and what's going and what's going to live in Mighty Networks. So we're not going to kill the Discord, but it's going to be focused. Like you'll be, if you want to, like, if we want to start creating things like GPTs that do stuff with Discord and do stuff with Midjourney, like there's going to be cool things we can do. So there's a reason to have the Discord there. So I think a lot of the geekier parts of the community can stay on Discord, and then the less geeky people can move to Mighty Networks and things like that. And there'll probably be some that bridge both. So yes, good input. Thank you. What's your top suggestion for a daily or weekly summary of AI tools created by others? I gave up on I gave up on any. I just kind of go to x.com. I've got a couple of lists that just filter AI shit. I follow a handful of people. I follow here.